3 and 4. The battle is on. It's going to be too close to call side by side. Wong Do gets it. We got contact. We got flips. We got big wrecks here going back to the front because we're racing back to the line.
William Page with the victory.
Looking for second here.
Busa's gonna.
Oh, he's gonna use that apron.
He's gonna use the apron.
They're gonna be side by side. Coming off the corner. Boy, back to the inside. It's gonna be a drag race to the line. Tom Musa gets it.
Tom Musa, where did he come from?
Boyer trying to close the gap. He's gonna get to the bumper. Oh, just barely did not make it. And coming off of turn 4, Jeff Stekenis is gonna win it at Dover.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's a late night Saturday night here on JTN. You know what that means. It's the USORL Alpha Tauri Cup Series live from the Talladega Superspeedway. As always, I'm your host, Joe Twansky. Alongside me tonight, you know him, you love him. He's a wacky, zany guy. Maybe not as much as one of our other colleagues, but nonetheless, hailing out of the Northeast, Mr. Ricky Collette.
Hi there, Joe. Glad to be here tonight at Talladega for USORL. We got a great show tonight. Going to be some high-speed, high-stakes action here at a 2.66 mile superspeedway in the deep south of America. This is going to be a fun race.
Always a fun race here at the USORL, especially on these superspeedways. Talladega at hand for tonight. This, of course, is your Circle B Diecast race preview. Remember to use our code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Like you said, Ricky, 2.67 mile super speedway here, 100 laps, 70 degrees, nice weather, fixed setup race tonight too. Going to be a fun time for all these drivers. Speeds topping at 215 miles per hour down the straightaways.
Yeah, a little bit of a different setup here tonight. USORL generally will tweak some things track to track when we go to these super speedway races, trying to see what brings good racing for the guys on track mainly. And sometimes things kind of change subtly. Sometimes they change quite drastically. You saw that when we did Daytona for the season opener a few weeks ago. More typical super speedway racing, 190 miles an hour, maybe close to 200, maybe not really. Tires never really the equation. But here at Talladega tonight, with these steeper turns, higher speeds, more grip, 215 like Joe said in the draft. These guys actually have been having discussions about tire wear being a major factor tonight with how much they're having to wheel them around this place. Going to be almost a little bit of an old school flair here tonight, Joe. I wouldn't say unrestricted, because really a Gen 6 car in real life, unrestricted, is probably doing what, 240, 250?
Right, but still, nonetheless, going to be really high speeds here, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of high speeds. Also means a lot more room for calamity there, so you had to watch these guys kind of trying to race each other, mindful of that, because moderate damage here for this race, but you definitely don't want to get your car destroyed, because those hard hits, no matter what the damage severity is, when you're taking hits that hard, usually it's enough to kill the car.
Watching Zach Webster in the 95 and John Peterson in the 7 out on track, but Ricky, we're in happy hour, so that means it's time for you to take us through tonight's starting lineup.
With pleasure, Joe. For tonight's event here at Talladega, we have 23 cars starting for tonight's field. Just give or take a little bit, about halfway to a full stack. But starting on the front row here tonight, we're going to have a PTR front row with Davey Hazard starting in first at a time of 47.298 seconds. And in the second spot, joining him outside on the front row, his teammate Ryan Pace in the 15 machine at 47.309 seconds. So great night for PTR in qualifying. Mikey Murata in the 8 car will start third here. Cam Barnes in the 12 will start fourth. Tommy Bordeaux in the 57 will roll off in the 5th spot. Henrietta Bordeaux in the 00 car, starts 6th tonight. Huang Do in the 01 machine will start for the 7th position tonight. Dan Asher in the 26 will start 8th. Zach Webster in the 95 will start 9th tonight. Zach Kristowski in the 10th spot in that 4 machine. Rest of the field, John Peterson in the 7 car starts 11th. Jesse Dalton in the 2 will start 12th. Chris Pickett in the 29 rolls off in the 13th position. Antonio Ruiz in the 11 will start 14th. Noah Joyce, always a contender on these super speedways, starts pretty deep in the field tonight in the 15th spot. Darren Ingram, another name that usually we see at the front, starting for the 16th position here tonight. And last car to take a time in qualifying this evening will be Sean Whitehill in the 45 machine. That will be for the 17th position. Rounding out the remainder of the field, Garrett Sidner in the 16 starts 18th. Joseph Weaver in the 10, our in-race reporter tonight, will be starting for the 19th spot. Sean English in the 62 starts 20th. DJ Harris in the 32 starts 21st. In 22nd will be Cal Laval. And starting shotgun in the field, 23rd spot, Jeff Dixon in the 14 machines. And that will be our starting lineup for tonight's race here at Talladega, Joe.
Well, a great field of 23 drivers and cars tonight, and you mentioned our in-race reporter there. Ricky, why don't we try to dial up Mr. Joseph Weaver?
All right, Mr. Joseph Weaver, do you got us on the radio?
I got you loud and clear, Ricky.
All right, Joe. All right, Weaver there. Sorry, I forgot who I was talking to for a second. Get the rust knocked off. Yeah. I was like, wait, what do I call him? Do I call him Weaver or do I call him Joseph? Shoot. All right, so Weaver, how's the track feeling out there? We noticing it's a pretty high speed. We're hearing a lot of talk about tire wear. This seems a little unconventional based on a lot of Degas we've seen at USORL. How's the track conditions out there so far in practice?
I would definitely say it's interesting. One of the more interesting Talladegas I've ran in this simulator here. But, I feel good. Car feels strong. Didn't really feel like qualifying. Kind of want to sit at the back, see where we're at in this race. But hopefully we can get a good result out of it.
Weaver, this is the other Joe up here in the booth. But, man, you talk about wanting to sit back and stay towards the back of the pack, but it seems like these races here at the USORL, we always have those big ones that are in the middle to rear of the field. How do you kind of see yourself navigating through what could be a very treacherous race?
Well, Joe, it's simple. I'm the best there is. I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. I can avoid those wrecks easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
A soundbite to end all soundbites. Folks at home, last time Weaver was our in-race reporter, he won a thrilling finish at New Hampshire, so I know the whole 10 team down there, Weaver, you got all the luck charms out tonight too to kind of maximize and capitalize on the prestige of being our JTN All Access in-race reporter. Congratulations on that honor. Thanks for talking with us. We're gonna try to get back with you midway through the race. Good luck tonight, buddy.
All right, y'all have fun up there. Enjoy the show.
Gonna be a great show. That was Joseph Weaver, driver of the number 10. You see that fun fact on the screen, Ricky? He has an iron stomach.
He does. Yeah, I'd say he has an iron stomach, but he's. You hang around him a lot, you start to question it. But yeah, it'll be fun tonight having Joseph Weaver there in the 10 car doing in-race reporting for us. Dega always brings out all the fun. The Super Speedway races always bring out a lot of the fun bells and whistles. For all you at home, if you want to do fun race view style, we got some in-car cameras tonight. People doing it on their own accord. I guess, Joe, just throw out a quick plug there at the 01 car of Huang Do over on his channel, doing an in-car of his 01 Toyota for the race. Mm-hmm. So make sure to go swing by there on a second monitor, get all the action, get us on JTN here, and then get an in-car
radio feeds. That's
get that radio feed. Get
these knuckleheads yell at each other.
Get live from inside the Discord call, or whatever we call the racing channel. They never told us to not break immersion, so we're going to break immersion on that. But make sure to head over there. Huang D Kong is the name of the channel.
I was going to say, I think most people that have come over and watched some of these USORL broadcasts are probably pretty familiar with all of Huang's great content. Always puts on some good live streams, so go check that out. Whether you're watching us on replay or you're watching us live, it's always a good second screen viewing experience, especially to be able to take in the communication between the drivers, because a lot of times, we don't capture those tempers flaring here on JTN. You see Dan Asher making a big move to try to get in front of that 0-1 here in happy hour practice, but here on JTN, we don't have the ability to kind of capture those radio communications like a Fox would of the NASCAR Cup Series in real time. So check in those other forms whatever league it may be, are always recommended if you have the ability to. But you of course, you know, your main viewing has to be right here on JTN, right, Ricky?
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, they're all supplements to a greater media viewing experience, to pull a gross technical term out. That means nothing. Because really, honestly, it's like all broadcasts. You know, even when you get the radio sound bites, they can't give you everything in real time. When you got all of it stacked together, you got people talking in one ear, then the broadcast in the other. You got cameras all over the track, but you're also hearing all the pit strategy, all the back and forth about teamwork and drafting partners and all that. You just get enveloped in a warm soup of information.
John Peterson
for
up and
2
over
hours.
there, exiting the tri-oval down into one. Lands it back on 4 wheels, that STP Ford. Johnny Andretti colors, and Dan Asher also involved.
We're going to see that a lot tonight about these cars catching air with these speeds, Joe. I think that's going to be one of the big concerns. Naturally, Dega, we've come here, you know, more times than I can count. You've seen cars get in the air when someone gets spun around, but
right.
A lot of times we see it based on contact. You hit someone the right angle, hit someone for the door, you can kind of get them propped up in the air and they just start rolling or start flipping. But we're definitely going to see some situations here if anyone gets immediately around where they're just going to take off. You see these guys spinning out in the tri-oval, all of them kind of starting to weight shift around.
We had a Bordeaux up and over, Zach Webster.
Yeah, these cars are a little bit light as a feather, and the high speeds are just going to make it worse. So, more initiative, really, to be minding your P's and Q's early on in this race and making sure that you don't get to any incidents, because you might be able to repair. You're definitely going to be able to repair that car if there's minor damage, a minor scuff, but you don't want to be the guy to get spun around on the back straightaway and then, you know, go 10 stories up in the air and land on your roof. Generally, it's not ideal.
You always know, right? You always know it's getting to the end of practice happy hour because they start wrecking things.
Oh yeah, your eyes start to glaze over. You've already learned everything you've learned. You're just waiting for you're watching the time run out.
You can never stop learning.
I stopped learning.
That's unfortunate. This again was your USORL Cup Series race preview. Remember to use our code JTN at checkout at CircleBDiecast.com for free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Circle Diecast is your home for all your diecast needs, but much, much more, including hats, t-shirts, for all forms of motorsports. Again, that's CircleBDiecast.com, code JTN at checkout for free shipping on your order of $20 or more.
Now, you know, Joe, looking at these guys, there's no definitive proof of this on track right now because we're running out on the timer. So everyone's kind of on pit road just waiting for it to flip over to the race. But I would say, just from what I've been seeing in practice, what we've been kind of watching during the pre-race here, keep an eye out for how these lines work. I haven't really seen a dominant line. These guys are running 2 and 3 deep pretty effortlessly going around this place in big packs. It seems like this is a very racy racetrack. It seems like you can really go anywhere and kind of find speed. So be something to keep an eye out for. But I think we're going to see some exciting racing here tonight.
You're tuning in.
If that's not, if that's not such a general statement to make.
You're tuning in tonight. Make sure you tell us where you're tuning in from. Always love to hear from you in chat during these broadcasts. They always liven up the booth. We're going to have our fan poll going, so if you got suggestions for that, you can also put those in chat. Usually a good one here on the Super Speedways is to guess the manufacturer to win tonight, but maybe we'll shade away from that one.
Well, let's see. We got Chevy, Toyota, Ford, Chevy, Ford, Toyota. That's a good spread here. I don't know. You could do a manufacturer pretty easily.
There's one Dodge.
There's one
Two
Dodge,
Dodges.
yes.
Two Dodges,
Two
right?
Dodges, actually.
62's a Dodge?
Yes. So I think, you know, I'm sure Sean English wouldn't want you besmirching his name like that.
See, Davey Hazard, he's been off to a rough start here to open. 2022, of course, has the victory from
nice
Martinsville
Haviland
a couple weeks
front row
away.
here.
It's a Haviland Chevron. Haviland.
Oh, excuse me.
But Hazard...
Yeah, Davey's been getting some bum luck here.
Yeah.
The past few weeks. He's had fast cars. It's just a matter of You know, to steal a colloquialism from Cup qualifying today with Ryan Blaney, you really would rather have a fast car and bad luck than a slow car and bad luck.
Yeah, that's not really something that I think you can debate, is it?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Luck than just bad luck.
But
Who said
so
that?
I think that Ryan Blaney said it. He was like, "Oh, we've had some bad luck this season, but
Ryan,
we're fast."
Old pace car getting set up on the back straightaway. That means it's time for the drivers to be called to their cars again. 100 laps here tonight. We do have overtime possible here in the USORL.
Say possible or probable?
Well, potato.
It's Dega. You never. I would 4 out of 5 times say yes.
An all PTR front row will lead us to green. Davey Hazard and Ryan Pace. Then it's Mikey Murata, Cam Barnes, and Tommy Bordeaux. Your top 5 here.
Make sure to keep an eye out on these 2 Toyotas as we get going here, because Davey Hazard is when you got Davey as a teammate pushing you at a super speedway, or you're pushing him. Usually, you just end up getting stuck together. I've done that a few times with him at Fast over the years. So it's just like he's a very, very, very disciplined plate racer. So it's like you don't need to. You just gotta just follow by him and just sort of like don't step on his toes, and he'll take you. You guys will just ride around the front the entire time.
If Davey has his way, I don't think he's going to be pushing anyone tonight. Going to want to stay up at the front of the field.
Sean English having some issues at the back here, Joe. Stuck in neutral.
Oh, no.
What is going on here? '52 machine.
He's just drifting towards the wall, Ricky.
Yeah, I'm, hello? Oh, there he goes. Let's see, Joe. I mean, he's off the racing surface. I think they're just gonna go.
They towed him.
On pit. Yeah, he's on pit road. So
okay,
we're good to boogie here.
It's been about a month and a half since we've been live with USORL. Can't thank you enough for tuning in here from Talladega. The Aaron's 266. Davey Hazard gonna lead us to green. Down and away we go, and we're underway here from the Talladega Superspeedway.
Coming to turn 1, you see right there, Ryan Pace immediately drops in line. Davey Hazard gets his teammate right there on the bottom, and with him, he'll lead them through turn 1 and 2 here, single file, uncontested.
4 drivers lined up there on the bottom. Davey Hazard, Ryan Pace, Mikey Murata, and Tommy Bordeaux that all like to work with each other. They're already doing so early, and don't look now, Henrietta Bordeaux moving up into the top 5 underneath Cam Barnes.
Yeah, Cam Barnes already trying to jump up here as we're getting up to speed to try to get that high line going. Got Zach Webster and Dan Asher behind him. Zach Rostowski's up there. That top line's going to need to form up a little bit, but you see Henrietta and Tommy Bordeaux, respectively, tail of 2 Bordeaux, both jumping to the outside here. Making that second lane already starting to work. Tommy getting to the outside of the 8 of Mikey Murata. That's going to leave that low line with a huge gap behind the 8 machine.
See if Wong Do can close the gap to the back bumper of Mikey Murata there in that Tire Pros. I'm sorry, Redline Oil Dodge. Mikey getting a little loose there coming off of turn number 2. He's down on the apron.
I think Mikey might be tagging out here on... Yeah, Mikey I think is tagging out just a little bit here, dropping back, letting these guys go on by. That's going to really leave Davey and Ryan in a tough spot. Davey Hazard goes to block. Tommy Bordeaux had to check up a little bit, but that's going to let Hazard kind of maintain his momentum a little bit on the bottom here. As the bottom starts to close back up, you see Darren Ingram in the 3 there starting to close down that bottom line behind Ryan Pace. But Tommy Bordeaux got to power on by that high line, take across the line, lap 3 here. Tommy Bordeaux, new leader.
Darren started 16th out back. Henrietta Bordeaux around. Cam Barnes as well. Zach Webster up into the outside wall. Barnes skating across the wall. Those 2 cars morphed together. Caution number 1 is out, and that might be a night ender for driver 00 and 12.
Joe, I wouldn't put it on the 12 just yet. I don't see any damage on that car. I don't see any visible damage on that 12 machine.
That wreck came out of nowhere, though.
It definitely did, but...
It's like Zach Webster with a bunch of damage on the rear end of his car. And we have lost our video feed, so we will be right back here on JTN. Back here on JTN, of course, our cameras decided to go poo-poo. Apologies for that. We don't have a replay of the incident, but Ricky, take us through it.
Yeah, Joe, racing 2 wide here, right behind Tommy Bordeaux, who's leading the pack across the line. Looks like the 00 car of Henrietta Bordeaux gets spun. Racing side by side with Davey Hazard here. On my end, watching this, Hazard never actually touches her. It just looks like the car shifts weight like someone did hit her. I don't know if that was a connection issue or what that would have been, but 00 goes around, collects the 12 machine. Everyone kind of piles in on this. 00 definitely got the hardest shot of it, but 12 car went sideways into the fence and merged into the 00 and then rolled back over with no damage.
Well, you saw the incident live, a kind of a weird one. Well, pretty much definition of weird. Cam Barnes looks like 0 to no damage. Looks like Zach Webster's car all fixed up. We got a Bordeaux now down on the pit lane, and that 00 is tore up. Look at all the marks on the roof, on the door. Such a promising start tonight, up inside the top 5 early.
Yeah, that's disappointing, Joe, but that's the luck of Dega sometimes.
Left side of that car is destroyed as well.
That was wild. I'm looking at this. The 12 machine went down on pit road. Really no significant time being repaired. Just tires on, tires off. Maybe a few seconds of body repair, and then he was back off pit road. So Cam Barnes, I don't know. Cam Barnes just I've never seen a car cash out that much on something, but wow, he just walked away with no damage, sliding sideways across the wall for 2 entire turns.
Well, we're working lap 4 of this race. We're doubled up. Believe we'll be going back green flag racing this time at the line. Tommy Bordeaux going to be the control car on the bottom. Davey Hazard on the outside. Darren Ingram, Noah Joyce, and Antonio Ruiz. Your top 5 for the restart coming to lap 5 of 100. Bordeaux with control on the bottom. Into the restart zone we go. Green flag. We're back underway here from Talladega. Maybe not. Tommy
Bordeaux having some transmission issues, stuck in first gear.
Oh my goodness.
Looks like that car railing back through the gears now, so Tommy Bordeaux must have had some kind of shifter issue, but didn't get going on that start.
Well, and Tommy is racing to break the immersion out of Washington, D.C. right now. So I do believe he's on a laptop with not his normal set of controls, as the two OJR, or I'm sorry, as Darren Ingram and Noah Joyce, they move to the lead.
Darren Ingram going to be coming up to the point here. Noah Joyce with that big shove, really pushing him out there to get ahead of these guys. Antonio Ruiz starting to make his way into this front shuffle here as we hit the line. Only for lap 6. A lot of time to go in this race, Joe.
A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened, but maybe a little bit of patience needs to be had, but also a little bit of racing.
I think a little bit of patience might go a long way for some of these drivers right now.
Davey Hazard jumps to the outside of his teammate Ryan Pacer. Joseph Weaver in the 10 car, in-race reporter there, starting to close in on the back of Davey. I'm wondering if Davey's trying to get on by Ryan or if he was just trying to get that second line moving.
Now, didn't Weaver tell us that he was going to take it easy here?
Yeah, well, you know, everyone's shuffling around so much. Sometimes that happens at Dega where you go, okay, I'm going to sit in the back here and let all the chaos happen. And then somehow with everyone shuffling around, it just naturally pulls you to the front by just random draw. 3 wide moment here. Joseph Weaver way up by the wall. Going to get a push from the 16. Garrett Sidnor to the outside of Sean Whitehill. They're 3 wide down the back straightaway.
Bunch of Toyotas battling here mid-pack. See Jeff Dixon on the bottom of the number 14, starting to work up towards the front of the field. Further on back, Jesse Dalton having issues into the outside wall all by himself.
Looks like Jesse Dalton's stuck in the outside wall right now.
Car stopped, parked, now going backwards on track.
Car having some issues, Joe.
Back
Stay
to the
green
front
for
of
the
the
moment.
field. I think this is
Aaron
our...
Ingram leading them through with the 31 in tow. Antonio Ruiz in the 11 following them. They're going to be coming up on Henrietta Bordeaux in the 00. It'll be a little dicey for these guys on the back because they're running 2 and 3 wide. Try to get past this car, which is very damaged. So we're all going to thin out here 2 wide, get on by. Very, very heads up driving by everyone. But you see that high line is not going away. Davey Hazard really trying to lead with Sean Whitehill there. Davey knows that top line will work if they can get to work. The 14 of Jeff Dixon was looking to the inside. Zach Rostowski there. Got a little dicey.
But Henrietta Bordeaux a lap down. So 2 OJR cars lined up 1-2. We've seen this often. Then you got the Ingram Peterson Autosport number 11. Or Ingram Racing Technologies number 11. I shouldn't be getting these teams' name wrong by now, but that's Antonio Ruiz. So a team associated car to our top 2. So those Chevrolets working together right now very well on the bottom. Then it's Dan Asher, part-time in the 26th this year. High Point colors tonight on that Mustang, sitting in 4th. As Hazard looking for the position.
Davey still in a dead heat with that 26. But you see, the high line was very formed up going down the back straightaway, but then it seemed like a lot of guys ventured down to that low line to kind of even everything out. I think everyone just trying to jump around to get position wherever there aren't cars. It really seems like he can use every inch of the track here tonight, which is great to see. But you see, Davey Hazard actually started to challenge Antonio Ruiz there for the 3rd spot. The 11, just has a little bit of a bobble. We said it, handling is starting to matter. I saw the 4 of Zach Rostowski actually get tight the last time they came off turn 4. I think these guys are definitely starting to wield these things the longer that they're out there on those tires.
So when we talk about tire wear and we talk about these racetracks, we always talk about maybe running the high line and that helping you save the tires. Is that going to be a similar situation on a super speedway like tonight?
Possibly, depending on how much grip's up there. If you're putting in more wheel up top than you would down low, then there's no real benefit to doing it. Just whatever spot in the track's going to loosen the car up the most, because really what's going to happen is all these guys are going to get tight. Ray Tussa in chat saying Toyota Highline Master Race. Which it does seem like that is. You got Toyota.
That's 6 Toyotas lined up right now on the outside.
Yeah.
Ryan Pace, the lone Toyota on the bottom right now, kind of left out of the party. Tommy Bordeaux also down there.
Davey Hazard challenging Darren Ingram for the lead here. He has found his way up to the front again. They are side by side here, going through 3 and 4. Darren Ingram still got the advantage, but Hazard going to get a great run coming off turn 4 here. Sean Whitehill right on his back bumper. We'll see if Hazard can stretch it out and take back the lead coming across the line. It looks like Davey Hazard got the nose out on him, and he's going to lead this lap, so that'll be another lead change. Back to Davey Hazard. Darren Ingram still trying to rally back as they're going 3 wide right in the middle here in the back.
I'm going to say that outside line kind of losing its luster as Jeff Dixon decided to poke his nose to the outside. Huang Do tried to go with him, now ducks back to the middle line. Dixon going to fall to the back of this Toyota train as Hazard now clear with Sean Whitehill behind. See if he sticks with his Toyota brethren. Now don't forget, Ricky, I mean the last time, one of those last 2 races here at Talladega, it was Davey Hazard and Darren Ingram having a tape measuring contest down the back straightaway coming to the white flag.
Yeah, it looks like we might get more of that tonight with how close these guys have been racing each other. No one can really get an inch on each other. But Davey Hazard again leads him across the line. Sean Whitehill really giving him a push. Joseph Weaver already up to 3rd in line here, already sitting in that 5th spot.
That's not laying back.
Weaver, not laying back, but the easiest way to get out of all the nonsense is just be leading the race. So I think there's a method to the madness there.
How much does seeing a wreck like we saw on lap 2, that's a spectacular wreck, kind of maybe change your perspective, change your decision on maybe staying towards the back of the pack? Does that change it? Does that make you want to push? Like, did that maybe change Weaver and his team's thought process of staying at the back to move their way towards the front instead?
I'm not really sure, because usually my I think it's a difference of opinion here, because usually my train of thought would be, that's when you go to the back, is when you get a lap, when you get a four laps in. It seems like what that 10 team has done, possibly, is that maybe he saw that wreck, went, all right, well, now they got the one big wreck out of the way, everyone's going to be scared to race. So that's the time to come to the front, and not really looking like it. I think the track's going to make sure that everyone's on the edge of their seat the whole time. But Davey Hazard starting to pull away with Sean Whitehill on that outside line. Whitehill just about to clear the 3 of Darren Ingram. Seems like that low line's starting to splinter up a little bit, Joe.
I think that might be what we talked about with the tire wear. Tires going away on those cars on the bottom. Outside cars maybe with a little more rubber, a little more grip, so they can kind of hold their line a little better. You see Ryan Pace making his way up into that outside line towards the back behind Tommy Bordeaux. Jeff Dixon all over the place. It's that
Jeff Dixon. Oh, he's getting loose into the outside wall just a little bit. He hangs on to it, but Dixon was a huge bobble there coming out of turn 2.
Everyone going to try to go on by. Starting to disappear is Jeff Dixon, too, so 14 probably going to drop to the back of the field here. A wise, courteous call, folks. If you ever are in an online race and you're experiencing some of that warp, proper etiquette is to drop to the rear of the field. Doesn't mean you have to, but you should.
Watch us right now, Joe. Really, that top line really is starting to take away, but you see just more guys dropping away from it. Now, the question is, how long does this just stay the quote-unquote high line? Because there's a whole nother lane right there that they're not using right next to the wall. Do you think that they're going to try to go higher to make it too wide? Some of these guys are going to try challenging. If you can't beat them on that low line, trying to take it to the high line.
I think there might be a lot of drivers that are afraid of kind of running up next to that wall. Ricky, if I'd have to guess.
Yeah, it's Dega.
Nah, not everyone can be Dale Jr. Davey Hazard still out in front. Has a pair of TWB cars now challenging him on the bottom. That's Joseph Weaver in the red and white TWB Toyota with Tommy Bordeaux in the 57. Hazard goes to the bottom now. And Sean Whitehill, Garrett Sidner, and Wong Zhou on the outside.
A big bobble by Joseph Weaver there, coming off turn 2, trying to push Davey Hazard. Hazard still trying to hang on to this lead, but that 57 and that 10 car hooked up. Teammates, Joseph Weaver getting a huge head of steam here. Not enough to get to Hazard, though, who's trying to defend with Sean Whitehill on the high line.
Whitehill.
Right when we're talking about that line going away, Joe, it comes back.
Like, we just, maybe we should say that, oh, you can't find a cure to cancer, and then they'll figure it out, because it seems like whatever we say, the opposite happens.
Davey Hazard really trying to play both ends of the track here. It's interesting strategy. A lot of times with NR, it seems like that's kind of a dangerous game to play. Excuse me. The voice crack there. But it seems like tonight, with how even the lanes are, you really don't have someone charging up on you with a full head of steam all the time like usual. Or any way that they're just going to power on by. But Davey Hazard going to lose the lead to Sean Whitehill here if he's not careful. Whitehill got the fender out on him on that high line. And Sean Whitehill starting to take off.
Whitehill in the 45 Menards Toyota, new team this year. It's gotten off to a good start. Leads that lap over Hazard. So far tonight, it's been Davey Hazard out in front, Tommy Bordeaux out in front, Darren Ingram out in front, and now Sean Whitehill adds his name to the list of leaders. Lapped car further up ahead, that's Henrietta Bordeaux again involved in that lap 2 incident. Saw the 12 and the 00 get phased together. Now Cam Barnes in the 12, haven't seen him for a while. Well, big moment there as Hazard now starting to go up to the track and force these guys up next to that wall. Ricky, my goodness.
And now they're running 3 wide here, Joe, and Darren Ingram's going to dive to the bottom of the track, and they're coming up on a lap car.
This never ends well.
Never ends well, but it's fun for us here on JTN. Now the question is, where does this 00 go? You see the 32 try to merge on track there. Everyone all over the place, 3 deep, as they're coming up on the lap car here. They're all going to try to sneak on by 4 wide. That's a really tight spot to do it, and they all make it past. And they're still racing 3 wide back here.
Saw Calaval in that 51 UPS Ford almost have a big moment there coming off the corner. That brown and gold and white Mustang. as now we're single file top 5. Sean Whitehill, Garrett Sidner, Davey Hazard, Huang Zhou, and Joseph Weaver.
Once I settle back down single file, I don't know how long it's going to last. I think it's all going to accordion back together. You see this front breakaway of about 5 cars.
Really tough racing right now going on between Dan Asher in the 26 on the outside and Darren Ingram on the bottom in the 3.
You know, Joe, while we're talking about all this, the question raises too about when we're going to need to come in for pit stops.
And also, I mean, so often on these super speedways, right, you take 2, maybe no tires under green flag conditions, but tonight, with these drivers complaining about tire wear and it's fixed setup, so you can't make any adjustments to the car, you'd have to think that there's going to be a lot of folks maybe decide to take the 4 tires, get some extra grip underneath them, and see how that kind of plays out, especially early on, right? You want to maybe make that call early, see if it does give you an advantage. If it doesn't, then you know not to make it later. Zach Krastowski now leave the inside lane in front of Darren Ingram in the 4. But right now, you're still you're before the 50% mark, right? So this is the point of the race where you can kind of experiment a little bit.
Yeah, early in the race here is the best time to mess around and kind of experiment. See what works, see what doesn't, and I think that's what you're seeing right now. Some of these guys all kind of all over the place. Try to figure out how much suck-up there is.
Buddy.
Oh, Cal.
Ingram made some contact with Cal there.
They're definitely not under control. There's never a point in this race. If I say that they're in control at all, then just go ahead and hit me.
I was going to say, I think we're probably the 2 calmest dudes to be up here for this race right now. There are a lot of clenched fists and other extremities right now. Big push coming there from Dan Asher to the back bumper of Tommy Bordeaux. Last night in the ARCA race, I was talking with Chris Pickett. Is in the 29. You can see him towards the back of the field, but also broadcasting over on Fast 29 select USORL events, so go check those out. But talking with him, he talked about how last night, different cars, of course, but same Talladega, where drivers were really confident with pushing each other all the way around the track. And I think we're starting to see that. I mean, Noah Joyce right now, you see it right there. I mean, pushing in NR isn't like pushing in real life where you're right on the guy's bumper, but if you're, an inch away from a guy, especially in a game, in something that has internet and latency and all these things, if we break that immersion for a second, that shows a lot of confidence in the ability of your drivers and your cars to do stuff like that, right? I mean, it's just... If they can push like that, that changes the way this race plays out late, because if you can make a push at the end of the race to improve your position and you feel confident in that, you're more likely to make that move.
Yeah, absolutely. If you know now that it's gonna work, then it makes you more. I guess it makes you a little more gung ho to use it later on in the race.
Darren Ingram trying to get this inside line working again. It's the inside of Joseph Weaver for 5th. Tommy Bordeaux there in the 57. So there's our 2 JTN colleagues working together. Yeah, funny how that works.
Front to back, to front to back, to front to back, to front to back. It just, no one's ever settling down here. See all of them sweep up right by the wall there, coming off 2. Darren Ingram still trying to make this low line work. I think he's got the numbers there. They just need to,
like Tommy's
got a little momentum on their side.
87, that blue car on the outside. That's Tommy Bordeaux. He's going to drop to the back here. Maybe not feeling too confident in the pushes he was getting at the time. Going to tap out. Ingram, no stranger to making an aggressive move here on the super speedways. Again, that's the 2 OJR teammates, 3 and 31 there on the bottom. Got some Toyota teammates up at the front. 3 different Toyota teams represented, 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's Dega. You always got teammates helping you. Yeah, it's natural to get 2 or 3 of the same operation all running at the front, because they're the only guys that work with each other.
And you got Apex Motorsports with Sean. You got Games 1, 2, 3 Racing with Garrett. And of course PTR with Davey Hazard, who is our pole sitter tonight. 82 Motorsports with Huang Do there in 4th. So and then Radland Racing with Joseph. So 5 different Toyota teams running 1 through 5.
A whole lot
Parity.
of Toyotas.
Parity.
Parity or parody?
Yeah, probably a little bit of both. We'll probably parody this race later.
Riding around out here, Cam Barnes and 2-car Dalton just caught each other, riding around kind of near the back. They'll probably merge in with this field as they come on by.
I was going to say, we talked about Barnes maybe not having a lot of damage, but I mean, definitely not on pace. Or is he?
Oh, it's running about 203 right now, just following
Okay.
with the 2. We'll see when he catches the pack what happens.
Well, still going down a lap here. Not a good sign because you also, now you're going to be racing that guy, right? You're going to be racing the other guy that you're running with right now. Because they will be battling each other for the lucky dog should a caution come out. Tucked nose to tail right now, top 3.
You see Dan Asher on the bottom here starting to make a run at this low line. These guys starting to form up and work down here. Darren Ingram finally moving up to that high line. But Asher.
Here come the Fords.
Yeah, it really is. Here comes the Fords. Make way for Mustangs.
Asher, Lovell, Peterson, and Webster. Jeff Dixon decides to go to the bottom in the 14. I am really messing these names up tonight.
Sean Whitehill going to lead him on past the 12 machine here. You see Cam Barnes kind of trying to hang with him. Two's going to try to hang with him here. We'll see how they merge in, but kind of gets that high line out of the super high line for a second. But you see Jeff Dixon's down there. Now they're starting to get some numbers again on that low line. This might start turning back into a 2-wide affair here if these guys could start picking off some of these positions, especially with how much this high line keeps catching lap cars as they're going to be coming up on the 00 of Henrietta Bordeaux.
And coming up on those pit stops, too.
Oh, Darren Ingram, the 31 No Joyce, dove down to that inside there, too. That's going to leave Joseph Weaver without any help behind him as a 26 has moved up to the tops line. It's just everyone's back and forth.
Gosh bless it. Darren and Noah making aggressive moves together.
Joe, bump drafting really does seem to bear some fruit there just between 2 guys.
Yep.
You see the 31 and 3 nose to tail very much just locked together, and it is kind of keeping them steady with this high line. It's not saving grace. They're going to slowly start to lose that momentum, but they made a pretty big move there on the 26 and the 51 when they moved up, and you saw how much momentum they had. That's a good amount of time that they've been hanging around before it just started to finally drop back as they're doing right now. Further up here, the 14, Jeff Dixon almost gets to the outside wall there, trying to get to the outside Joseph Weaver. But these guys going to start making a third line up by the wall as 14 gets the outside of the 10.
I think what Dixon's going to try to do is try to root Weaver out of that line.
And Joe, I talked about this earlier. We just had this discussion, is that these guys not running up by the wall there, that leaves that door open for some brave souls to try to run all the way up there. That leaves this whole middle line with some decisions that they have to make, which is, do they want to stay together or do they want to try to move up and block Dixon? Because at this point, Joseph Weaver gets strung out. Huang Do gets strung out.
Yeah.
If Davey Hazard doesn't move up, then he's going to get blocked in by this 14. You're leaving these guys out to dry, but that's the only way that you're going to maintain your line if these guys up at the tippy top keep all this momentum that they have.
Tommy Bordeaux made contact with the wall towards the back of the field. Now, one thing to note, 14 and Jeff Dixon, we've seen them kind of have these internet issues maybe a little bit more than some of these other competitors tonight. That's also something that you take into consideration when you're driving. That's nothing against driver number 14 and being up towards the front of the field. But it is something you take into consideration if you were to make a move like that, right? Because if he is having those internet issues, you might not actually know where he is. He might look like he's in one lane, but could be in the complete opposite.
Yeah, that's true, but right now I don't think anyone cares because they're running 3 wide with him. Dixon just did something interesting. He jumped to the inside to catch the wind of Joseph Weaver just so that he would get some momentum, set it up for the slingshot coming into 3, and it seemed to work.
Or split.
But now the whole middle lane is now fractured up trying to catch Dixon. This is turned to a completely different ball game, but Sean Whitehill's still leading. Davey Hazard making a move to the middle. Jeff Dixon going down bottom. They're 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide for the lead. Dixon on the bottom with no help. Whitehill with help from Davey Hazard, our pole sitter, and Garrett Sidner with help from Huang Do on the outside. 3 Toyotas, 3 abreast for the leads. 3 rows deep, we're 3 wide, Ricky. This is getting crazy. Garrett Sidner to the lead.
And they're going to be coming up on the 32 car, DJ Harris, in a minute here. He's coming out of turn 4 right now. So that's where that car is. And they're going to come up on him quick, and they're all 3 wide. There's no real space for these guys to move around, so they're going to have to probably do a 4 wide split with them again to get past this lap car when they reach them. For the moment, though, the 16 car, Sidner, leading this thing with Huang Do in second there. Dan Asher has made his way up to technically third, but he's 3 wide with Sean Whitehill and Jeff Dixon for it, and none of them could get away.
So Sidner to the lead, then Huang Do. Dan Asher, I think he's kind of solidifying his spot in third as this outside line starts to get cooking. A bunch of Ford man crash.
Sean Whitehill's taken up in it. Oh, the 7s involved Davey Hazard, the 29.
Well, I think things were getting a little too crazy there, and they weren't going to last.
I think you're right there, Joe. Hopefully you don't have a crash again. Game crash.
Well, you know. We should be good. Here you see the replay. It looks like bump from the 7 into the 51. I see that correctly?
Yeah, I think so. The 51 almost looked like... For a second, I'd seen him move up. I thought that maybe he just... Actually, Joe, he never got a bump. He moved up a little bit. I think just to arc his way into the turn, caught the wall there. And when he came off, it just over-rotated. And,
yeah.
Catches a 45 of Sean Whitehill there. Stuffs a 7 of Peterson into the wall. Joseph Weaver shoots Davey Hazard into the wreck. A lot of these guys piled together. 51 goes flying. The 45 goes flipping. Very unfortunate for those guys. Sean Whitehill having a great race. Cal Laval having a good race. We'll see if that 75 with Davey Hazard, what he got out of that. Because he was involved in it, but I don't see a lot of damage on that car. So I think he got away unscathed. But that 7 machine of John Peterson seen some better days as well.
I think that's the understatement of the year.
Well, now everyone can come down and get 4 fresh tires.
So a wreck involving the 51, 45, 75, 7.
This puts Cam Barnes back in the lead lap, so now we'll really see that Mustang can hang with these guys.
I believe it's going to put the 2 back on the lead lap.
You know, Joe, I think actually you're right, but also I think the 2... Looking actually back at this, I hadn't noticed the 12 of Barnes definitely did seem to be off pace from the pack, so maybe that car is a little more hurt than we thought. Not a lot of cosmetic damage, but something's not right.
Well, we're going to try to dial up our in-race reporter, Joseph Weaver, here momentarily as the field comes down the pit lane. And what a tough break there. Sean Whitehill, good story up towards the front of the field. John Peterson, of course, up towards the front. Davey Hazard, our pole sitter. We've talked about his luck not being the greatest this year.
Huang Do going to win the race off pit road, it looks like. With Jeff Dixon in second, and Dan Asher third, Garrett Sidner fourth, and then Darren Ingram in the 5th spot.
Go ahead and dial them up real quick here. Hey, Joseph Weaver, this is Joe and Ricky up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, Joe.
Well, we just saw another big wreck there in front of you. Had a lot of green flag racing, a lot of intense racing. What's the mood down there on the track?
It's honestly been pretty quiet. Just some tight racing. People making moves, seeing where they can go. Feel pretty good about my car. It's pretty fast out here. Can work the lanes real well. It gets a little tight off of the corners, but It's manageable.
Manageable tire wear on that run. How was it?
They were looking decent. Heard some problems with the left front, hearing from my crew right now, but it might just be something with that run. I don't know, but like I said earlier, I'm just the best there is. I can't get taken out in these big wrecks.
No hard feelings there with the 75 kind of pushed him into the wreck?
I don't think so. It's one of those things, you know, it's hard to... It happens so quickly.
All right, Weaver, well, it looks like we're going back green here. We're going to let you go. Good luck here.
All right, thank you.
Just Weaver, the number 10. So we get ready to go back green. Jeff Dixon and Huang Do, row number 1. Dan Asher, Garrett Sidner, Darren Ingram, Noah Joyce, Joseph Weaver, Ryan Pace, Zach Webster, and Zach Krastowski. Zach and Zach Attack there on row number 5 here for the restart. Coming to lap 38 of 100. Great flag. We're back underway, and a good jump there by the 01, and not a good restart from driver number 26. You see that's Dan Asher on the bottom. Inside lane, no momentum going.
Yeah, a little bit of a stumble there by the 26 of Dan Asher. Left a lot of space on that low line. You see Noah Joyce just jumping in to take up that real estate. These guys are already getting dicey here. You see Jeff Dixon trying to look to the outside of Huang Do.
Fan favorite Huang Do to the lead. You hear the fans screaming in the internet chat rooms right now, as the Certainty Toyota has taken over the top spot here, working lap 38 after a great pit stop by his entire crew. Now OJR car is going to try to get hooked back up there on the bottom. That's Noah Joyce looking for the lead. Darren Ingram going to be coming up behind him on the inside line as Jeff Dixon all over the back bumper of Huang Do.
They're side by side for the lead here, but Huang Do going to lead it again, coming across the line. 31 hanging tough there down low with Darren Ingram behind him. Not as tucked up as they are up top, but it seems like that low line really starting to hang tough on these fresh tires. See that first three guys, 26 there, Dan Asher really pushing them all together, kind of starting to get some momentum there up on that top line. Now you see the low line starting to kind of drift back.
Ricky, I think it's time for our first poll question of the night. Who will have the best finish?
All right, and as we're talking about this, they're going 3 wide here. Dan Asher ducked to the inside on the 14, Jeff Dixon, and everyone went with him. That hangs those two Toyotas pretty much out to dry there on that top lane unless someone catches them.
Well, Asher looking for the lead. We get a big boost from Zach Krastowski. Here's our poll question. First of the night, who has the best finish? The 0-1 of Huang Do, the 3 of Darren Ingram, the 14 of Jeff Dixon, or the 26 of Dan Asher? You can now vote in chat.
They're 3 wide here for the third spot.
Oh,
Joe,
yeah,
we got a car around in the back. 32 machine. DJ Harris, Jesse Dalton. Still green. Haven't heard anything, Joe, so I think we're just screened now. Alright, still rolling here at Talladega, I think. Dan Asher leading them here.
Yeah, that, I believe that was a contact incident.
I do believe so, too. The 2 cars around in the tri-oval? No, he just stopped in the tri-oval. Oh, he's... I wonder if the 2 car having some issues there?
Well, he is just stopped there, and these cars are coming quick.
Oh, Joe, yeah, I'm looking back at this replay. It looks like he just slowed down and started running into the wall. 32 spins trying to avoid him.
I don't know what's going on, but they almost killed him.
Now they got a caution.
Jesus.
That 2 is definitely not under power. I think he's having a wheel issue.
I don't know how someone didn't hit him. Let's see what caused this incident initially. Like Dalton in the 2. It just hooks
Joe,
it right. That's a wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, he just immediately started losing like a ton of speed. So I think that was why maybe initial issue, there wasn't a caution initially for Harris because he was just slowing up and kind of spun to...
And here you see the view off the back. Field coming at full song. Look at how close. Lucky that wasn't a bigger incident.
Yeah, sure.
What's that mean?
No, I'm saying... Yeah, it's definitely lucky it wasn't a bigger incident. That would have been nasty because the two was sitting right there. That they were like 3 deep.
Dan Asher leading us down the pit lane, the High Point Mustang. Everyone going to take advantage. We just pit. So I have to think it's just folks trying to top off on fuel. A couple staying out. Chris Pickett. Cam Barnes. Henrietta Bordeaux. DJ Harris. A couple wave rounds there, potentially. Darren Ingram, though, wins the race off the pit lane. Dan Asher, Davey Hazard, Noah Joyce, and Zach Kristowski, first 5 off of pit road. Folks, remember, we got that first fan poll of the night up. Go vote for who you think will have the best finish out of those 4 drivers. With all that being said, too, if you have a favorite USORL driver, you might just have a t-shirt on our JTN merch store. Got a bunch of great USORL driver merchandise now available on the JTN merch store, plus much, much more. Go check it out, linked down in the video description below. Bunch of great shirts up there. Go check those out. Also, a bunch of great upcoming races here on JTN. The Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series this Thursday night from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. We start coverage of that. Then March 20th, that's this next upcoming Sunday. Fast Renegade Cup Series. Ricky will be in that event from Atlanta, 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. Then it's the Maverick Cup Series season opener, Daytona 100, March 22nd, Tuesday. That's 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, all those races live only right here on JTN.
And Joe, as these guys are coming around here, getting the reports that the 2-car was having computer issues specifically. The game was just freezing up on them on random.
Yeah.
And that is what happened there. So, kind of an answer for... It looks like a wheel, but it's the same idea of like no controller input or anything.
That could have been really, really bad, and we're lucky it wasn't.
Darren Ingram in chat saying, need new pants. So I would agree with. That was a little spooky up here in the booth.
That was, that was not looking like it was going to be too good.
You guys are all kind of going on different strategies. A few guys coming down to take tires here. Right now, Darren Ingram going to be leading here when they come back. We'll see if they get the one to go here. Looks like... I haven't seen anything about if it's one to go yet.
I believe if we're doubling up, we should be going green this time by. So Darren Ingram with control for the restart. Always good as the control car is driver number 3. Dan Asher, Davey Hazard, Noah Joyce, Zach Kristowski, Wong Do, Zach Webster, Jeff Dixon, Joseph Weaver, and Chris Pickett, your top 10 here for the restart. A lot of the rest of the field decided to come down the pit lane as well, top off on fuel, so that gives me the idea we're probably pretty close to making it on one stop. Looks like we're going to do a switcheroo here on the front row. Aaron probably wanted to get lined up with his teammate. No more sanity. I like that idea. Bunch of great options as well as on Choto Designs. The Mash the Gas hoodies. Easy enough for me to say. Hey, can you tell I've been talking for a while here tonight?
A little bit.
A bunch of great options on those stores, and we appreciate it when you go check them out. Ingram with control here on the restart. Dan Asher on the bottom, Noah Joyce, Davey Hazard. Great flag. We're back underway here from Talladega. The two
Turn one, Darren Ingram. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to say the two OJR cars clear of the rest of the field. Outside line already splintered up. Everyone's single file around the bottom. Long Joe falling back. Hazard trying to find a way around Dan Asher. No help behind.
All riding around on the bottom right now. No one really venturing to that top line. An interesting change of pace after seeing everyone on that high line for so long. I'm thinking they probably want to wait it out a little bit.
I think now you're at the point where you want to ride, right? If we're talking about fuel mileage, maybe being able to make it on one more stop from here, this is where you see these drivers maybe calm down a little bit, save their stuff, save their tires, get through another 40-lap, 30-lap run. Get through the run, and then see how things work out. I mean, that's really what you're looking at right now. I think we're not... But then again, it's just guys getting up to speed. It's just dudes being dudes.
Just dudes being dudes doing dude stuff.
Be a friend, tell a friend about our streams here on JTN. Make sure if you haven't already, hit the like button on the video and subscribe. Got a bunch of great racing coming up for you. Saw it moments ago. As well as a great back catalog of races. The Horizon 250 to open up the season here with the USORL. Also a race from Homestead about a month ago. And much, much more many other leagues. Bunch of great leagues, bunch of great racing upcoming. That's why you want to be subscribed, folks. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers as well. Once we get to 1,000, we're going to do some giveaways on our social media. So that's what you also want to make sure you're following us on Twitter and Facebook. So again, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. I'm Joe. He's Ricky for JTN's coverage of the USORL Alpha Tauri Cup Series. Can't thank you enough for tuning in here late on a Saturday night. Daylight savings, I believe, coming to an end, Ricky, if I understand it correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember what time. It's like 2 or 3 though, so I'm sure it will be.
Oh yeah, but
we'll be done with plenty of time for you guys to lose that hour of sleep. As Jeff Dixon started to come to the outside of the 3 of Darren Ingram here. Now they're starting to double back up, gone back up to that high line, but Dixon's got the preferred numbers.
He's got more help behind him, but Hazard looks a little timid to push the 14 right now.
And it might go back to that connection thing we were talking about, Joe, because you just see the 14 twitching around a little bit. Every now and then you see him twitch just a smidgen. Maybe Hazard sees that, doesn't want to really chance it, which I wouldn't blame him. It's always better to be a little cautious until you're at least past the halfway point. These super speedway races, you never really know how it's going to go. But 14 definitely seems to be wiggling a little bit.
Not the good kind of wiggling.
No, not the good kind. Just the kind that scares you.
Joseph Weaver sticking his 10 there in the middle, gonna fall back through the sucker hole. See if teammate or sponsor mate Tommy Bordeaux lets him in line. Looks like he will. So we're two abreast throughout the field. Just call them Super Speedway racing, right?
Call them Super Speedway racing here on a Saturday night.
Sometimes I feel like we're too calm.
A little too calm. Calm before the storm, as they call it. Now that low line's starting to get some help again. Darren Ingram starting to power back. Big move to the outside there to block the 14. Jeff Dixon leaves his teammate out to dry.
I don't know if that was a block as much as that was Noah right on his bumper coming off the corner. Maybe Darren just went up there because that was a good way to save the car.
That might be the case. But yeah, he's right back down in front of Noah, and they're boogieing away here on that low line, but Jeff Dixon's still getting help from Davey Hazard. The 14 seems to have calmed down, so I think Hazard's starting to push him again. And I just think he kind of... That's the other tough part right now, is that 14 moves around a little bit, It's unnerving, but at the same time, you kind of have to push him to keep this line rolling. It's a back and forth. It's a very tough situation there for Davey Hazard. But you see, they're doing a great job hanging tough on that outside. It's 31-3. Lead them on the low line, but Dixon not really losing any ground to him.
Yeah, knowing one of my co-hosts on the Fake Racers podcast and Davey Hazard, Ricky, I don't think he really cares too much about the warp from Dixon, because he'll just chalk it up to, well, that's not my fault.
Yeah, I would say, I would say it's a safe bet that would be the ultimate conclusion for that.
That would be the Davey Hazard conclusion. As it were. Also had other co-hosts, that's Dale Jr. 88 Rocksmith, Mr. Matthew Steelman, tuning in earlier. Thank you for tuning in, Matthew, and thank you for all you folks tuning in tonight. Can't thank you enough. Again, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams. If you like what you see here, if you like hearing me talk, maybe you'll like hearing me talk about NASCAR. You can head on over to JTN2, go subscribe over there for the Fake Racers podcast content and much, much more. Again, available over on JTN2. It's your new home for all of our non-live racing content. So, again, JTN2, go check it out.
Big shuffle there. Jeff Dixon got shot out of line, stuck on that high line. Rolling on back, so Davey Hazard now leads that high line. But you see, that low line really doesn't have any numbers there. It really is these guys just really pushing each other very hard.
Yeah.
And,
especially those top two.
Yeah. Now we'll see if Huang Do tries to give Davey as much of a push as he can. You see them really throwing it into turn 3 there. Taryn Ingram in the 31 and Noah Joyce still leading them around this place, but Davey Hazard getting pushed from the 01 here as they're coming through the tri-oval side by side with the 10 car. Joseph Weaver on the bottom, who's in the 4th spot, so Hazard knocking on the door of that 4th position. Joseph Weaver going to jump in front of Davey Hazard, going to get push from him, and they're going to try to make a run for the outside of the 26 of Dan Asher.
See from our spotter cam high atop the grandstands, the runs kind of generate. There's a big push from Huang Do. Back of your screen, Davey Hazard going to send that push to Joseph Weaver. Really good look at how these runs develop down the back straightaway from atop the grandstand here on the front straightaway. But, Ricky, I mean, now you got Weaver. You got 4 Toyotas now lined up on that outside line to lead it. We know those 2 OJR Chevrolets. They work so well together. They're up at the front of the field right now. You got the Ford of Dan Asher kind of sandwiched in there at the moment. We're just over halfway now. When do you start kind of setting yourself up, starting to maybe make your final preparations to close out this race? I know, we're still 50 laps away, still a long, long time to go in this race, but you got to start making those preparations now, right?
Yeah, you make those preparations. It's a little hard to make them because Talladega is so unpredictable. And, oh, my goodness. So a big block there by 3 in the 31. I thought Weaver was about to go to the high side on him. And it looks like he's going to try to do it, but the 31's going to block there again. But, yeah, Joe, it's hard to do it this early in the race because it's just one caution throws all of that strategy out the window. It completely hits a reset on it. So you almost have to choose between focusing on thinking about the race and focusing on thinking about that, and it's a tough task. I wouldn't think any of these guys are really thinking that long term at the moment.
Big run coming here again from those Toyotas. I mean, Weaver is getting some big pushes right now from Davey Hazard, and he is trying to use them, and Noah and Darren, they're doing a good job of kind of working as a cohesive unit to hold off these Toyotas.
Yeah, definitely, but Joseph Weaver going to dive to the inside. I think Weaver's getting mad. I think he's like, all right, you want to block? You want to block? All right, well, I'm going to go to the inside here. See you. Davey Hazard giving him a big push. We're going to have 3 Toyotas on the bottom. Everyone kind of fractured up here. It'll be side by side with the leaders coming into turn 1 and 2, I mean.
Joseph Weaver to the lead here in Talladega. Davey, big move to the outside to block Darren Ingram and those OJR cars, Ricky. They are broken up. Never mind, they're back together.
And you gotta wonder if these guys are doing that by design. Maybe I think Davey's messing with them a little bit. Like, hey, you got block, I'm gonna block. But you see Joseph Weaver leading them around this place. No one really getting a real big edge. Everyone very dicey at the moment. Finally, now they start to form back up. You see that Highline gets a huge head of steam. Going to be 3 wide for the lead, but
Yeah.
Joseph Weaver unfortunately stuck in the old sucker hole. He's blinking, but now he's good. Long Dylan's back bumper. That's going to help kind of cushion some of this.
So Darren Ingram back out in front, now on the bottom. See if they make the big move to the outside. They do. My goodness.
Oh, they're wiggling. Davey Hazard just gave that 31 Noah Joyce a shot for all it was worth, and my goodness, I don't know how those guys managed to hang on to that.
Davey Hazard playing the classic Davey Hazard I don't care race right now. Not afraid to push a guy if he makes a block right now. A lot of times you'll see these guys maybe tap the brakes a little bit. Maybe let off the throttle a little bit. Not driver number 75.
You see 31 and 3 going to come to the inside here. Davey Hazard going to try to run that middle with a 95. Gonna get a great run coming off the turn. But you see, I think Hazard was trying to dive down to get to the inside of him. They stayed down there, and you see he split them. So now Noah Joyce stuck in the inside. No help here. You think with all that blocking, though, this is the tough part about super speedway racing, was with all that blocking. You see this whole high line, no one's helping him.
And I think the interesting thing there was Darren kind of rode right in front of Davey. But in doing so, that let Noah fall even further back on the inside. So now Hazard going to have the push from Zach Webster, going to be able to take the lead here coming through the tri-oval. And lead that lap pretty handedly.
It's a tough situation there, Joe, because you're making split-second decisions. So at some point, usually when you're working with teammates like this, there's like a basic understanding that we're working together, but if I got to string you out for something, I got to string you out for something, and there's no ill will on that. And I think that's probably what happened there, was that Darren just got caught off guard. You see that he dropped back for the 31, but obviously, I don't think it's he wasn't trying to like swindle his teammate or anything there. I think it's just that they're trying a very aggressive strategy there of trying to stay up front and command this race. And for the moment, I think he just couldn't. He got blindsided by the 75 trying to split him, and was just trying to hang on to that lead to kind of maintain. And I think they realized that it would make more sense for him to drop back and regroup like they have, since now they're back at the front, challenging Davey Hazard again for the lead. The 3 cars clear of him. We'll see if Joyce can clear him.
Danny Asher catch the wall that time off of turn number 4. Remember to vote in that fan poll. Long Joe currently leads the way with 41% of the vote to get the best finish. Out of those 4 drivers listed. Though, Darren Ingram currently the highest up. And Hazard hasn't had help from his teammate so far tonight in Ryan Pace, but Pace in the 15 now. 4th car there on the bottom. Help may be on the way for driver 75.
Yeah, no, I think that they got different strategies in the sense that maybe later in the race they'll start working together more, but I think right now it's just focused on getting to the end of this.
That Krastowski also deserves an attaboy up into 3rd. And a great job for all the folks over at Turn Left Racing Incorporated. All the kiddos, I'm sure, happy too to see the Nickelodeon colors up at the front of the field.
This guy's doing a great job just getting on by this lap traffic, no issue at all. Aaron Ingram still leading here at Talladega as we just came across the line for lap 63. Little over halfway into this event here, so starting to get close to that crunch time. These guys starting to realize that they're going to start running out of time soon.
Well, 38 laps to go, right? Now 37 and a half, but
yeah.
I mean, the thing that we're seeing this run that we maybe didn't see that last run is you're still seeing the aggressive blocks, the aggressive bumps, but it seems like they're a little more calculated. It seems like they kind of learned a little bit that first long green flag run that we had. You're seeing more aggressive moves, like in terms of like the level of aggression is higher, but they seem a little more calculated. It sounds like an oxymoron, but I can guarantee you that it is not.
And Davey Hazard right now dead heat with Darren Ingram. They are side by side. Nobody getting an edge at all. Doesn't seem like anyone can get away from each other.
No, and that's the other thing that's kind of made this race unique, right? We've seen the crashes. Hazard, of course, was involved. I mean, I don't think we've talked about it enough. He was involved in that last big accident. And now is battling for the lead. So a lot of speed in that 75 car. Of course, I believe moderate damage going to probably help his case a little bit to break the immersion of the game. But Hazard doing a good job right now. I have to wonder if maybe he was a pusher, if they'd be able to do a little bit better. Because there's got to be some residual damage on that 75. But always good to see the got JTN logo on the side of the car. So I'm not going to complain.
Coming down to turn 3 here. You see the top line seems to be more formed up. And you got to think that at some point that's going to start working out better for those guys up top. Start getting some advantage on that low line.
Garrett Sidner, Huang Do going to the outside with Jeff Dixon. So outside line kind of losing its reinforcements towards the back of it. Tires are starting to go away too, are you noticing that?
Yeah, I think that's part of the issue too, is that those tires start to go away. I think that kind of hinders some of the advantage anyone has on any particular line.
Joseph Weaver and Ellie in the outside lane. They're moving. They're going to make it 3 wide here for second, or third, rather. Probably going to be making it 3 wide for the lead, coming off of 4 through the tri-oval.
3 wide for the lead here. Davey Hazard stuck in the middle. Joseph Weaver on the outside. Darren Ingram and Noah Joyce on the bottom. We'll see if this up top line can get any advantage on these guys on the bottom. It seems like everyone went up towards that wall. There's a lot of numbers up there as Joseph Weaver powers on by that 3 car. Joseph Weaver making a charge at this lead.
Garrett Sidner behind him. Huang Do, Jeff Dixon. There's a pair of teammates there in the 16 and the 14. No team owner Ray Tustin is in chat cheering on his 2 drivers. Right now running second and looks like probably 5th or 6th. Kind of, you know how the super speedways work, right? You flirt with the positions. But Davey Hazard now nowhere to be seen. He's now fallen behind his teammate Ryan Pace in the bottom line.
Joseph Weaver now holding command of this race here with the 16 of Garrett Sidner behind him. We're talking about it.
Oh, Sidner around.
As we're talking about it. They're going to collect into turn 1 here. 3 goes around. The 7 is in it. And how did no one else get involved, Joe?
I don't know how that wasn't bigger, man.
My goodness.
What happened?
Looks like the 16 went around there. I'm not sure exactly what prompted that. I have to go back and take a look at it. It looks like maybe a little bit of the old bumper grab there. Weaver coming, Sidner pushing Weaver into turn 1 here.
Yep.
Makes contact with him as the 10's moving down. It just spins him. Collects a 3, Darren Ingram. Darren Ingram hardened that outside wall. Collects a 7 of John Peterson. And that's all. So, great job by everyone to avoid that incident. The unfortunate thing is that Darren Ingram's got some nose damage. So this might be unfortunately, I think he's going to have some repairs to be done, and that might lead to some engine damage.
One more look at it. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? I think that's the we didn't see a lot of damage on the 12 of Cam Barnes, but we've seen him be really slow here since the incident. So, man.
Yeah, but what I mean is specifically because
of the engine damage.
Yeah, specifically because the 3 got that nose damage. Generally with NR, when you have nose damage, it means you're going to have some kind of engine damage with moderate damage. Pretty much with the moderate damage, you can take a shot anywhere else on the car. You can lose that whole rear end, and it really isn't going to hinder your car that much. But if you get any nose damage at all, usually the motor shuts off or something, and it just takes speed out of the car.
Race off pit lane. Weaver wins it.
Darren Ingram, they actually pulled that nose out pretty far on the 3 machine.
Ingram not too happy talking with a spotter, loving the fact that they're pushing in the corners, and looks like Weaver with a pit road speeding penalty. I don't think we're going to dial him up this time. Might be a little too angry. Will give us a chance, though, to plug some of our upcoming races here on JTN, presented by our friends at TWB Technologies, because together we are better. The Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series from Atlanta this Thursday night, March 17th, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then it's March 20th, the Fast Renegade Cup Series from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, 8:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Then on March 22nd, this Tuesday, season opener for the Maverick Cup Series from Daytona, 8 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. Of course, all those races live right here only on JTN. We have the entirety of the Maverick Cup Series this year. Of course, have the entirety of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Select USORL events and Fast Renegade Cup Series events. All-Star Racing going to be coming back at the end of the month from Texas. TMP ASRA finale, 3-week finale starting at the end of this month. So a lot of great racing coming up at the end of the month, folks. You're going to want to make sure you stay tuned to JTN. You hit the like button on this video, on all the videos, really, and make sure you're subscribed. We're so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Once we get there, we're going to be doing some giveaways on our social media. You want to make sure you're following us on Twitter and Facebook to have your opportunity to win some JTN merch. No, are we? They were lagging. Ryan Pace, Antonio Ruiz kind of far back from the field. Going to be going back green. Huang Do with control here on the outside in the 0-1. Back down, away we go. Green flag once again from Talladega. And a correction. Ray Tustin, Games 1, 2, 3 Racing. Only the 16, not the 14. Apologies for that, Ray. Yeah, I would have took credit for the extra car. That's doing good. Good push
Jeff
between
Dixon going hard to the outside there, Joe. I think he's a lot of
I think that's the
blinking
internet
from the 14 this time.
Hazard pushes Joe to the lead. Zach Webster third. Comes Tommy Bordeaux to the outside of number 95, but I don't think he's going to get any help from the 26.
He's going to try to make a go of it. He's just waiting for someone to jump up to that high line. You see the 95 with Zach Webster actually kind of gives him just a little bit of wind on the nose of the 57 there to hang with him. 3 wide for that position. Tommy Bordeaux jumps in line, but you see this high line come with a huge head of steam here. Pretty much no one down low at the moment.
It's weird, some weird times here at the front of the field, huh? Because now we're not side by side like we were, it seemed like, for 20 or so laps.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come back. The interesting thing, though, is that No Joyce does not have his teammate there anymore unless Darren can stay with the draft. It looks like he's doing it for the right now. It looks like that car's enough up to... sorry, I'm reeling on my tongue right now. It looks like the car is close enough to up to speed that it can hang with them. But I don't think it's going to be in the condition where he is going to be able to push that 31 unless it's... He's
going to have to tucked up right behind him.
Yeah. Usually when you have an issue like that, or even you have a little bit of engine damage, usually it takes away your ability to be that lead car. You kind of have to push. And the only way you can really keep that momentum is if you are behind someone getting pulled by the draft and also getting pushed by a third car. So it's a little tricky. Noah Joyce going to the inside of Dan Asher in that 26 there. Joyce trying to get a push from Joseph Weaver. Ryan Pace right there with him too. Ryan was sitting on pit road, came back to the pack right as they were going green. I think Ryan might have went to have a quick bathroom break in between cautions there.
Give him a new bottle.
But Noah Joyce starting to make this charge back on the low line here. Get to the inside of that 95 to Zach Webster. This whole top line not really formed up at the moment. But the thing is, when this low line catches a 95, 75, and 01, there's not a lot stopping any of these guys from jumping down and sort of trying to take the lead from them.
Yeah.
Or defend the lead spots from them,
right.
I should say.
I think that's the big thing you're seeing right now. I mean, we've taken now 2 fast cars are kind of towards the back of this field now, right? Darren Ingram, Garrett Sidner, they've been up inside that top 5, top 10 throughout the night. Now they're kind of on the tail end of it, just outside of it. Antonio Ruiz has lost the draft. That 11 car is almost pristine conditions. That's another fast car that, and as you lose these cars, right, Ricky, as you lose these cars from this pack, you lose the energy, you lose some momentum, of course. You and I both are big physics guys, right? Know all about conservation of energy, and as you lose these cars, you'll lose the energy that comes from them. We lost Jeff Dixon, of course, having the, as described, quantum dimension phasers. Thank you, Chips. That comment made me chuckle. A little more than it probably should have, but so you lose Jeff Dixon, who has had a very fast car and a lot of speed. So you're losing some of these really fast players here late in the race. You can't generate these runs like you once could. That's something, if you're Davey Hazard, as you make a move to the inside of Guangzhou, that you're starting to take stock of, as that inside line forms up a little bit better now.
Davey Hazard's moved down there to block that 31. Huang Do's going to get a shot to lead here now that Hazard has to play defense. Hazard and Do, not teammates, just manufacturer aligned, so not a lot of commitment to one another, I would imagine. And at the moment, you kind of see it. Hazard realizing that he's got to block Noah Joyce here to maintain this lead.
So Hazard back to the lead. It's your pole sitter out front. Noah Joyce, Huang Zhou, Joseph Weaver, and Zach Webster, your top 5. Webster's won one of these JTN broadcast races from Talladega before, too, so don't count him out. He's been out up towards the front of the field all night.
That
Golden
is
Eagle
true.
95.
And Noah Joyce has also won some fast races at these Superspeedways. You got a few guys up here that I'm noticing a trend.
It's almost like the guys that are good at Superspeedways are actually good at Superspeedways and not just lucky like they try to say they are.
Coming to the trial over here, Davey Hazard leading Noah Joyce, Joseph Weaver third in line there. We'll see what Weaver does if he can get up to these guys, if he tries to help Hazard or if he tries to go for this win. Ryan Pace, Davey Hazard's PTR teammate, in that 4th spot, so Davey's got some friends down there, kind of sandwiched between him and the 31. Joseph Weaver jumps that outside. He got a push from Huang Do. Huang right on his back bumper, giving him a huge head of steam here. Weaver again to the outside of the 31, challenging Davey Hazard for the lead.
Weaver has not been afraid to make moves tonight. That TWB Toyota trying to go to the lead, leading the outside lane as they've got more cars up there now, Ricky. I mean, it's a tale every other lap. It seems like we're kind of changing what line has the majority of the momentum of this pack right now.
Yeah, just a tug of war. Just every other lap that advantage changes, and then every now and then it just levels out, and then we're just in a dead heat for 5 laps like we were earlier. But right now, Joseph Weaver actually ahead of Davey Hazard, getting that push from Huang Do. Let's see if Weaver tries to jump in front of Hazard, or if he tries to work with Huang Do here. Do really giving Weaver a push into turn 3, but Davey Hazard getting a big push from Noah Joyce. The thing about blocking Noah Joyce at the bottom is that you have to race for position. Davey Hazard does, but the bright side to that is that you get Noah Joyce pushing you, and you've seen this 31 has been pushing everyone for all it is worth tonight. He's been a great person to be pushing with.
Richard, I don't know if you want to experiment with that. I think that might put you on a list. Talking about experimenting with black holes, but, let me know how it goes.
just send a self-addressed envelope to JTN PO Box
123
123
Grand Central Station, Detroit, Michigan.
beep 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 beep.
Joseph Weaver out in front, Huang Do in second. Like you said, Davey Hazard there on the inside in the 75. That inside lane, though, it's broken up.
That lane's starting to break up, yeah, and Joseph Weaver just starting to gap that 75 more and more. The question is, though, when does someone's eventually going to jump to this inside as they're clearing this low line, because they want to make a run at this leader, and they know if they start moving around, they just need the numbers. They just need the drafting help to do it. And that low line definitely wants to be on that low line fighting for the lead. They just need a few more people to give them a hand here.
Right now, so Tommy Bordeaux goes to the bottom. I was about to say, I think that's probably the guy that makes the move. So, yay me. But see what his co-sponsored ish teammate, TWB Racing. I don't know what their motorsports program is called. Anyways, see what Joseph Weaver does. Because if this inside line right now, they've got 4 cars down there. It looks like Ryan Pace has bailed on it. Chris Pickett kind of holding up the back of that line. We go back to it in the 29, but inside lane definitely does not have any momentum right now, and it's a dang shame, because if we get singled out and we get strung out like this just kind of plays into the hands of Joseph Weaver, of Huang Do, Zach Webster, Dan Asher, because those 4 right now, they're your top 4, and they're really the 4 that control the race. If you're single file, top 4 cars, they control the race. They decide if someone's going to get a run, if they're going to get a run, if they're going to throw a block. More than ever when you're single file, it really comes down to 4 or 5 cars at the end. Never know. I like it when it's single file and I'm the leader, though. I do know that.
Yeah, especially when you're at this point, because right now we're 19 laps to go in this race, and it's going to get close. It's getting very close to crunch time here. These guys don't have a lot of time left. You really want to be up front like Joseph Weaver is doing right now, and right now him and Huang Do are just commanding this race, which fares very well for both of them.
Sidner now trying to lead an outside line, has help from Ryan Pace in the 15. John Peterson now kind of stuck in the bottom. Weaver leading him around this middle line. You want to hear a good Joseph Weaver story?
Yeah, sure.
Back in the day, Weaver and myself, we were part of old DeMario Chambers Racing. And it was playoff time. Weaver had been eliminated in the first round. We weren't able to get his 10 car through, his 10 Mobil 1 Ford through at the time. But I'm fighting for my playoff life. It's the last race before the championship finale right here at Talladega. And my man was such a good pusher, coach, about running that middle line, not giving up the lane, crowding the guy on your inside down off the corners. Not as the guy that I was crowding maybe would say, wrecking them, but kind of you hold this middle lane. You see Sidner now down in it as Weaver's kind of tried to lead the line around the outside, but of holding that middle line, because that's really where you have a lot of the momentum. You can kind of hold things there if you have the right numbers. Of course, it always comes back to numbers, doesn't it? But Weaver really good here at Talladega. I think it kind of might slip under the radar sometimes at his super speedway abilities, but doing a really good job here tonight. Of course, our in-race reporter, so we got to say nice stuff about him. I believe we're contractually obligated to say nice things about him, but doing a good job right now in that number 10 leading the way. Junior line reigns supreme, yeah. Always good when you're leading the junior line, right, Ricky?
Yeah, it's always nice to be leading the junior line around this place, especially Dega. Any junior line at Dega usually is a good line. The moment everyone conga line up top, Joe, it does bring into a question if these guys are going to need to pit again before we actually get to the end of this.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that, right? I think we're going to be good. By the way, these drivers are running right now. Dan
Asher going to the inside there. I don't know if that was by design or if he got shuffled out of line, but he's riding around on that inside.
Davey might just be pushing guys in front of him at this point. If you can't handle the push, get out of the way. Marcus writes in that Huang will win. Of course, good buddy Richard Pleasant thinks John's going to win, and then John fell back a couple positions right after he said it. Sorry, I think I said the loud part or the quiet part out loud there. But folks, be a friend, tell a friend. We're coming down to 10 laps to go in this thing. I don't know if we've been monotone tonight, Ricky, but I feel like we've done a pretty good job of kind of keeping it calm throughout this race, kind of reassuring the fans at home that, we're going to make it to the end of this thing, and they're going to see a fantastic finish, but you gotta be calm through this right now. You don't want to work yourself up too much early, because you kind of set yourself up for disappointment with the way the end of this race might play out.
Yeah, and right now, this is getting a little tough here, Joe. With all these guys running this high line.
It's everyone waiting. You know what I mean? And that's really what because everyone's holding their gaps, right? You don't see drivers maybe trying to get a run going, but they're all holding their gaps really steady, really close, but they're holding them. And when you see that on these super speedways, that just tells me that everyone's kind of just being patient. I don't know, if I'm John Peterson and I have Darren Ingram right behind me, why don't I pull out and make a move? Maybe Darren goes with me. If he doesn't, you're not going to win right now from the 7th position.
Yeah, and I think these guys are honestly probably just clicking away some laps, trying to wait on that. I don't think they're going to be waiting until the white flag, but I definitely think that they're going to try to get within that 10 lap to go window before you really see anyone get anything too frisky. But you see Tommy Bordeaux way in the back there, getting a push from the 16 of Garrett Sidner. Tommy's sick of waiting around. Dan Asher goes down there, so I think some of these guys starting to hear some of that. Chris Pickett's gone down there. This is going to help. Chris Pickett being there, they have some numbers that's going to help them kind of start trying to click their way around. The problem is, too, this top line has to check up for these guys because there's so many cars up top. That's going to give the low line some help on that. And on top of all of this, they're going to be catching 3-lap cars, the 14, 00, and the 45 here, all coming down the back straightaway. As they're coming down the back straightaway, doing about 20 miles an hour faster.
Okay, we're working lap 89 of 100 right now, right?
Yep.
Oh, so you're telling me this is where the stories start?
Yep.
See, who's the next driver to come down to that bottom lane? See what these lap cars do. Going to be coming to lap 90 of 100 this time at the line. Going to be 11 laps to go here from Talladega. About 26.7 miles left here. Just over that. Even more than that. Like about 28 miles left here, but nonetheless. Yeah, and waiting for the inevitable one. Richard, you need to put that on a shirt, quick.
Watch this, because I think what Tommy Bordeaux is going to do is I think these guys on the low line are going to try to get some draft with these lap cars. Use that to a little bit of their advantage, try to get some suck.
Davey Hazard, Noah Joyce to the middle line. There's the move.
And never mind, this all went to heck in a handbasket real quick. Davey Hazard goes to the inside, but he's going to be blocked behind Jeff Dixon. Those guys trying to give them some room, but they're 3 wide for the lead here. Davey Hazard making a hard charge with Noah Joyce on the bottom. Oh, they make contact! Oh, they make contact again!
Tommy Bordeaux down on the flat.
How did they all save that?
I have no idea, Ricky. Bordeaux still in the grass.
Oh my goodness.
11 laps to go, we stay green.
Davey Hazard now pretty far out ahead, but the problem is 10 laps to go, but the problem is now all these guys are going to suck back in with a huge head of steam. Joe, do you want to do the ad read?
Yeah, it's our TWB 10 to go. Head on over to GardenLightsDirect.com for porches to patios to more. For all your outdoor lighting needs, GardenLightsDirect.com has you covered. Again, that's GardenLightsDirect.com, GardenLightsDirect.com, GardenLightsDirect.com here on your TWB 10 to go. And on that TWB 10 to go, Joseph Weaver and the TWB Canadian Toyota looking for the lead.
Joseph Weaver coming back down on the bottom. Now, Joe, keep an eye out for this because now they're going to be coming up on the 12 and the 11. Next 2 cars here. Same thing, 20 miles an hour slower. Davey Hazard gets real loose and he hangs onto it, and they're still rolling here. My goodness. Joe, they are hanging onto this on the ragged edge. Davey Hazard getting some help from Mikey Murata there. Going to hang on that high line, and here comes his teammate Ryan Pace, who drops in front of him on that high line.
Pace was giving a push to Dan Asher down the back straightaway and bailed on him going down into 3. Going to get behind Noah Joyce there. Joseph Weaver still your leader. Again, coming up on lap traffic, that's Cam Barnes and Antonio Ruiz. 12 and 11, 8 laps to go this time at the line.
See, they're trying to get a draft there on the 12 car. Gonna come on by him on the bottom here.
I still don't know how we didn't have a big wreck there at 10 laps to go at the line. And then coming off, oh my goodness.
I really don't know, Joe, but man, what a great show that makes. They've fallen back into single file. I don't think that was by design, but now they're going to have to kind of run into that same issue again of jumping back out. You see Ryan Pace diving to the bottom. Davey Hazard going down there. Mikey Murata going with them. Huang Do's going down. Dan Asher's going down. Joseph Weaver completely hung out on the high line with the 31, but now Huang Do jumps back up to the top side. Dan Asher does too.
Ryan Pace
come across the line.
The lead for the first time tonight. 7 laps to go. Has teammate Davey Hazard right behind him. Former teammate Mikey Murata behind them.
And I think everyone at home should make sure that they know Ryan Pace is no slouch when it comes to super speedways. He's won plenty of races here. In his time old-time sim racing, Ryan Pace knows his way around a plate track, so you can never count this guy out until it's over. And you see Mikey Murata coming on that low line. He's got one of the best pushers here right now, that 31 machine. Noah Joyce really pushing that 8 Charger around this place. Challenger, excuse me.
My goodness. 6 laps to go this time at the line. Toyota's,
Joe, I'm running out of breath.
Toyota's locked up there on the outside. Ryan Pace, Davey Hazard, Joseph Weaver, Huang Doe. And it's Mikey Murata and Dan Asher. Now Mikey's battling with Doe for 4th.
See, Zach Krastowski went down to kind of catch Murata. Murata kind of dropping back. Not really getting the help that they need. But now here's the tricky part is that, Joseph Weaver does Weaver help these guys? Does Weaver go for this?
No, he's got to go for it.
He's got to go for this. I think Huang Do would go with him. He tries to go for it, but the thing is, like,
they're all going for it. I don't think Davey's just going to push Ryan. I don't think he's going to put Ryan in a bad spot. That's what you don't put your teammates in a bad spot late in the race, right? But you definitely still got to try to win the race. You're winning for the 75 team if you're Davey. You're winning for the 15 if you're Ryan. It's like Brian Blaney in the Daytona 500. Just make sure your team wins the race. You know what I mean? Your organization wins the race, even if it's not your team. But don't take your organization out like Joey Logano did in 2021.
Dan Asher going to the inside here. Getting some help from Chris Pickett. So that low line again, trying to make a charge at this. We'll see if anyone drops down. It's running out of time here. There's 5 to go right now. Oh, here comes the 16 of Garrett Sidner. Now we're starting to get some cars formed up. Mikey Murata trying to hang with the draft back there. I think he's going to go to the inside to give this low line a hand.
Fans are all on their feet. 4 to go this time at the line. What will happen in these last 4 laps? Nobody knows. Well, we just know it's just north of 10 miles left here from Talladega. Ryan Pace, Davey Hazard, Joseph Weaver, Huang Do, and now John Peterson in the 7 up into 5th.
Joe, I think these guys just wait. Some of these guys, I think from 3rd on back, they're just biding their time, waiting, trying to see who jumps down. I think these guys all are going to jump down when someone gets close enough to them with some with a convincing low line. I just don't think they see it yet.
See Weaver ducking his nose down there, thinking about it.
Mikey Murata bails on the low line to go for the high line here. That's going to fracture them up a little bit.
3 to go.
Come across the line. 3 laps to go here. Now, Dan Asher's hanging pretty tough there with the 7 of John Peterson. I think if they can get one more guy of this front grouping to jump down with them, it's going to change the whole flow of this. It's a matter of who's going to be the one to jump out to do it, who really wants to be leading that line. It doesn't sound like a bad deal, to be totally honest, to be leading that low line right now, because you know that everyone's going to make a mad dash for it at the 2 to go mark.
Yeah, these top 4, they're just locked nose to tail right now, though, aren't they? I mean, that's the big thing. It doesn't seem like any of them are... Not that they're not pushing, but it just doesn't seem like any of them are in a position to make a push. Now, Noah Joy's going to try to lead that inside line. 2 laps to go this time at the line. Ryan Pace still your leader, leading the race for the first time tonight. Davey Hazard 2nd, Joseph Weaver 3rd.
And here comes the 8 of Mikey Murata. He's kind of crawled around everyone to try to make a run at this low line again. We'll see if anyone jumps out of line. He's trying to side draft the 7 of John Peterson a little bit there. Can't really get anything there. I definitely think someone's got to jump out of line here. But I think they're going to wait to that white flag lap here. Ryan Pace still leading them around on that high line. You see them starting to shuffle around, get a little antsy. Ryan looking low for some reason. Davey Hazard's going to keep pushing him, though. I don't think Davey's going to leave his teammate out hanging. I think Ryan Pace is either win this or these guys are bringing that back with a steering wheel.
Relying this time. White flag in the air. One final lap here from Talladega. Big move coming. There goes the 26 of Dan Asher to the bottom, to the inside of John Peterson. Will it be Joseph Weaver to make a move? Will it be Davey Hazard to make a move? Or can Ryan Pace hold off the field? They're going to be 3 wide, 2 wide now. Down the back straightaway, Ricky. Things are getting tight. A little bad bump there to the back of the 29. Swerving down the back straightaway.
Dan Asher getting a big push from Mikey Murata on the bottom. They're getting ahead of Steen. Huang Do dives to the inside in front of them. Everyone tries to block them off. Davey Hazard and Ryan Pace still leading them here. Huang Do's going to get pushed out of line, but the 26 who's got a huge head of steam. They're coming to the tri-oval.
Into the tri-oval, Ryan Pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Like I said, you do not count Ryan out until it's over.
Well, it has been an abysmal season for the 15 team of Pace. Has not had the luck, and now to claim a victory here from Talladega, where he's done it before. Congratulations has to go out to that entire team for enduring a tough start to the year, and now start clinching a spot in the playoffs. And congratulations first from team owner Davey Hazard, Chris Pickett, Joseph Weaver. Get the burnouts in a moment.
You know, it goes back to like what I said. When you got when you're drafted with Davey Hazard around a plate track, usually you're gonna just find yourself up front a lot. And him and Ryan, like I said, they got together right at the end there. They just took it all away.
Well, Ryan Pace gets his first win, and we'll have to ask him, but I believe in a long time here, probably close to 2 years. So congratulations to him. Don't know if he's out of fuel. No, he's not. There he goes. Ryan Pace, your winner here from Talladega. He burns it down. That was a fantastic race.
Fantastic race.
And Ricky, who are we going to be talking to?
Well, looks like we're going to be talking to Ryan Pace, Davey Hazard, and then the 26 of Dan Asher. Beat Joseph Weaver to the line there, but we're fine with that. We've talked to Weaver too much tonight.
Congratulations from former teammate Sean Whitehill.
Yeah, Ryan's just having some fun out there.
Yeah, you got to, right?
You just gotta.
Well, let's get you a replay of this race to the line, because it was hot and heavy for third with Joseph Weaver and Dan Asher. Asher barely edges him out for the position. And take another look here, coming to 10 laps to go. A big save by Tommy Bordeaux.
Yeah, what a fantastic bit of heads-up driving that was by all those guys in that 10 laps to go.
No kidding. Ryan's still out on track. But I do believe we're going to move on to our post-race coverage here. Ricky, get the results on the screens for the viewers at home. Talk with our top 3 drivers. Get those results for you momentarily on your screen. And once again, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN's coverage of the USORL Cup Series here from Talladega. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. We can't thank you enough for your support of us here on JTN, and it does not go unappreciated or unnoticed. Fantastic race here by all the guys at USORL. Ryan Pace, your winner. Davey Hazard, Dan Asher, Joseph Weaver, Huang Do, Mikey Murata, John Peterson, Chris Pickett, Zach Webster, Zach Krastowski, your top 10 here tonight from Talladega. All right. How do we want? Do we want to work bottom to top?
Yeah, let's work bottom to top.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start. Message real quick. These results on your screens at home. All right, let's go ahead and start with our third place finisher, driver the number 26, High Point Ford. Dan Asher. Dan, you got a copy?
I gotcha.
Well, you sound like you got a pretty big smile on your face. Third place finish here from Talladega. Take us through it.
I'm actually shaking. Not gonna lie.
A little different than
I'm
picking
not
up the mic, right?
Yeah, right. I'm not a good sim racer. I'm terrible, but plate racing is my cup of tea. I've just not had any luck, and we had our ARCA race yesterday, and I just decided, no, I really don't care if I wreck. I don't care if I wreck someone else. I'm going for it.
Mm-hmm.
And had a shot to win yesterday and ended up second to last because I was wrecked. But I really don't know what to say about tonight.
Speechless?
Just
well,
those Toyotas were hard. I knew they were going to be hard to beat. There was just so many of them, and we had no Fords. Just almost all of my teammates were taken out in wrecks.
Right.
Zach had damage. John had damage, and I was telling them around 10 to go. I'm like, I'm okay with working with you, but at some point I gotta go because if I want to try and win, no offense to them because of the damage, but
you gotta go.
They weren't going to be the guys that were going to get me to the win.
No, I think that's definitely valid. I mean, it was interesting to see that too kind of play out because Ricky and I were up here in the booth, and we're kind of eagle eye type. We can only see what we can see. We can't hear you guys. We stay away from that, and it seemed like you, more than those other Fords, were willing to make the moves throughout the race. And I think you hinted at that at the start there, talking about just being aggressive. If something happened, I think is a good way to maybe describe the attitude coming into this race tonight, which I think is a good attitude to have here, especially on these super speedways, and especially here at the USORL, where, I mean, everyone is so aggressive. We saw bumping in the corners. We saw pushes down the straightaways. I mean, hectic, crazy racing, and a third place finish definitely has to feel good coming out of that. But man, oh man, congratulations on that, Dan. I know, like you said, maybe you don't feel like you got. I don't want to put words in your mouth. I don't want to say things that, but maybe not the. Maybe this is a good confidence builder. I think is a good way to put it, right?
Yeah, it could be. Like, I'm not really expecting much going forward because, like, I'm just not that good on other tracks, but just have a good run.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we had Knoxville last week, and I probably had third place speed there too, and mental mistakes trapped me a lap down and ended up 7th, and I was beating myself up over that. And then today is just like, screw it, I'm going for it, whatever, don't care what happens. And I think it was about 10 to go. I swear, like, coming off the trial, it was like everybody in front of me was sideways, and I was just like, full throttle, don't care. Just driving through it. And it worked. It worked. And that's probably the only reason I'm in here. That got me in the position I needed to be in, and man.
Dan, as always, congratulations first off. And also, you and Chris have been doing a great job over on Fast 29 with covering some of these races here and there. Congratulations on all that success, too. But for folks at home, remember to check out Dan Asher Designs. I'm getting that right? My memory slips.
Daniel Asher Racing Designs, or the Twitter handle, well, my handle on all my social media, Dan Asher Designs.
Go check that out. He's going to have a cup car, right? I saw that correct, too, this past week. Maybe?
Kind of like half.
Okay.
Half, because first off, thank you to High Point. Everyone who knows me knows I'm a tremendously huge Chase Briscoe fan, and that's gotten the owner of High Point to notice me at times. And I actually met him briefly at Charlotte last year. And when I was putting my ride together, I went with the whole tech style instead of like the flat blue.
Mm-hmm.
And he noticed that and thought it was so cool that he decided to use it for the real thing. So he sends me a picture of what the original design looks like, and he's like, if there's anything you think should be changed or you would want to change, go for it. So for probably like 2 weeks, he would send me a picture of what he had. I would do some magic on it to change a few things, and he'd send it to Stuart Haas, and then he'd send the render back to me, and all the changes are on there. And so in a way I designed it, but Stuart Haas did the actual work for it.
Had a hand in it.
Yeah. So I don't know if I can like technically count it as my design, but just knowing that I played a big part in that is huge. I honestly can't thank Mike Mindybrew enough. He is a legend.
No kidding. Obviously a good start to the year for that guy Chase Briscoe as well. But Dan, before we let you go, again, congratulations on the third place finish. Anyone else you want to shout out or thank, or any other social medias that you want to plug?
There's someone I gotta thank. It's definitely gotta be Zach Webster. Dude has been my best friend for over a decade, and anytime we get on these plate tracks together, we always try and hook up and help each other out. And it sucks that he got damaged early in the race, but even then we were still able to make it work somehow, and wasn't there at the end, sadly, but he definitely helped contribute to this. And also got to thank John Peterson. I'm also going to give a shout out to his sister, who owns Lovable Critters. Check out their shop on Etsy. She does fantastic work. And I think that might be it. I don't know.
If that's it, I think that's it. I think you got them all, right? You got the friend, you got the other friend, you got the guy that gets the sponsor on the car.
Yeah. Oh, like actual on-track action. Okay. Thank you, Mikey, for the shove there. Like, I saw that he kept going for it, and there was a couple times where I was like, okay, I'm going for it, and he just beat me to the punch. So I would just be like, okay, I hope he falls back enough to where I can jump in front of him. And the timing just worked perfectly on that last lap. And the shove he gave, I can't thank Mikey enough. That's awesome. And me and Weaver had a hell of a battle coming to the line. He gave me a little congratulatory door bump down the back straightaway. That was an awesome battle there. Just everyone did great tonight. That was probably the most fun Talladega race I have ever had. And I can't wait for the next one.
Going to be another great one coming up later this year. I believe it's going to be right here on JTN, folks. That's why you want to make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to us. Dan, once again, congratulations on the third place run here tonight, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you.
Dan Asher, driver of the number 26 High Point Ford, your third place finisher tonight. Well, let's go ahead and next bring in driver of the number 75, Davey Hazard. Davey, do you have a copy?
I got a copy. How are you guys doing?
I got a copy.
It's good.
You definitely made my heart go ba-boom, ba-boom tonight.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Take us through what was a pretty wild and frantic race there, especially at the front of the field.
Oh man, where do I start, Joe?
I mean, you were involved in a wreck early, right? I was
involved in a wreck early.
I have it down lap 35.
Lap 35, I was involved in a wreck. I was really concerned. I thought the car was a lot more damaged than it actually was, and I got really lucky in that wreck. I don't even really remember what happened. I think it was when Cal spun off the top. Yeah, that race was just insane, man. I mean, the track, as the tires kind of went away, the track kind of changed, and the lines that everyone ran kind of changed, and people moved up, and the middle was still really good, though, with old tires, and you basically had two lines at the very top that were good, and then you had a bottom line that you could work for a set of corners and to kind of go up and, not necessarily slide jobs, this is asphalt, but kind of make that happen on the bottom and get a pass done. I mean, it was just... runs were everywhere. When you're running the top, a lot of people, it's just so easy to make a pass because you just dive down to the bottom and you just clear yourself. So people were going nuts and crazy and moving to the top 3-4 wide at times. I mean, it was the most intense and frustrating Dega race I've ever run. And so I feel like it was a good Dega race then.
It was definitely a good Dega race, and I think Ricky can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I said it a couple times. It looked like a classic Davey Hazard, I don't care if you block me type of race. It seemed like you, if someone made a move on you, you weren't too afraid to push them. No,
absolutely not. You don't make a lot of friends that way. I'm sure we'll be fine by this week. We'll have talks, but yeah. I just really wanted to get my car up front tonight. I've had so much bad luck and so many bad experiences at these plate races anymore, and so just kind of went with the flow. And it was a little frustrating having to work around Darren and Noah when they finally got separated. It kind of gave me some free reign to, find the front a little easier. And it's not like I had problems finding the front. It's just like when two people got themselves like that, and I'm kind of just finding anyone I can. Yeah, I can kind of get to the lead and get up front. But I can't hold it. No one wants to stay with me. It was pretty rough there for the first 70, 80 laps. I'm trying to keep people in line with me for some reason. I felt like I was doing a good enough job getting to the front, but who knows? Yeah, just really wanted to find my way to the front and stay there, and it paid off at the end of the day.
Now, a couple weeks ago, it was the victory at Martinsville for you, right? If I'm getting... my memory serves me right. Kind of maybe remove some of the hex that you and the 75 team. Now tonight, put on your owner hat for a second. 15, Ryan Pace. Maybe they removed the hex off that 15 car because it has not been a good start to the year for either of you guys, luck-wise.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever celebrated a second place so hard. That was amazing. I was contemplating that whole last 5 laps, pushing Ryan around the top. What should I do? Like, do I make this move on my teammate, on my driver, essentially? Maybe it's unpopular, and it has been unpopular with drivers already talking about it. But I decided to keep with Ryan because I feel like I owe him one, and it was really not. I got a rush thinking about pushing him to a win, so I I wasn't sure if Weaver was going to go. Weaver told me afterwards that he had my back no matter what. And if I would have known that, maybe I would have changed my mind. But I was assuming Weaver behind me in the 10 car was going to make a move. So I was
Right.
like, Weaver's going to make this move. I'm sticking to the 15 no matter what. And if Weaver makes this move and he gets a run, I'm going to spot Ryan Pace to this win because there's no way that a PTR car isn't going to win this race.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, we didn't have to come to that. Weaver almost got that top 3. It would have been a fun little lockout there. But at the end of the day, really happy, really unbelievably happy for Ryan to get the win. I was ecstatic. I wanted to go do burnouts with him, but I'll let him have his moment. But yeah, it was owner hat on. Awesome freaking night.
Awesome freaking night for PTR, and I think we talked about that a few weeks ago, kind of the I want my organization to win. Let's make sure, when it came to the end of the Daytona 500 over on the Fake Racers podcast, which Davey, of course, is a part of. But Davey, a fantastic run for you tonight. You led 16 up front all night long, despite being involved in that early wreck. It was you made the race really entertaining, really fun. Congratulations on the great run tonight. Remember, folks, go buy a Davey Hazard shirt. But before we let you go, the floor is yours. You know what to do.
Yeah, I hope I made some new fans tonight. If you're listening and you know me, I don't know, whoever that is, hello. Hope you had a good night. Hope you enjoyed the race. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting me. This is my dumb little hobby that I love to do, and I'm glad people care enough to watch me do it. I'd like to thank all my PTR friends, Ryan Pace, namely. I think he's the only other technically PTR driver in the field tonight. All my friends that were in the race, Mikey, Tommy, Weaver, all the lads, and Sean, and obviously Ryan, and just everybody that makes this stuff so much fun. Thank you to the USORL admins for putting on a great race at a great track with a great setup. We had a little bit of trouble getting the track set up in practice, but got it turned around for one of the best Dega races I've ever run in. And thank you for you guys for broadcasting the race. Really appreciate everything you guys do. Everyone who makes this stupid 20-year-old sim still popular and people still watch it and put on these high quality, great broadcasts. I can't thank everyone enough that puts in the time and effort, and that includes you guys. Ricky as well. Ricky's not talking, but I know he's still here. I appreciate you too, buddy.
Oh yeah, no, I'm here.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Ricky
Joe usually takes command of the questions. Yeah,
I can tell.
That's why
I can tell. Make sure you listen to the Fake Racers podcast, by the way. Don't do that.
Go check that out on JTN2 now. Davey, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us after this one. Congratulations once again on the great run here tonight. Now, I believe you have some bonus checks you have to go sign off on, so I guess get to it.
Yes, sir. He's running me dry. Everyone watch the broadcast back.
Davey Hazard, driver number 75, PTR Toyota, your second place finisher here tonight. We now bring in our race winner. Let him soak it up a little bit. Driver the number 15, Toyota, Mr. Ryan Pace. Ryan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
It's the happiest I've heard you after one of these races this year.
It's been a rough year. I've had some bad luck, and even when I'm not, I ain't been that fast. So it's pretty good to get a win here.
Well, a win here tonight from Talladega, led 8. Traditional Ryan Pace type of super speedway race, though. For as long as I've known you, hang out at the back of the field for the first 50 or so laps, and start making your way towards the front. Do you agree with that assessment?
Oh, it was more than 50 laps. It was up to that last caution. Yeah, my goal was to try to stay in the back and, let everybody else wreck it up. Credit to the field. For the most part, it was a clean race. I know we didn't get green flag stops, but we didn't have that many cautions because everybody was keeping it clean despite the amazing setup and the track conditions, because you could really get close to other drivers, really push the car, and yet still feel comfortable. Anyway, because of all that, yeah, I tried staying in the back, and then at the end, that's when I started pushing it and just had a whole bunch of things go my way. When you're at these super speedways, it's really there's a little bit of skill, but there's a whole lot of luck involved, and tonight luck was favoring me.
Saw a couple almost big incidents there at the end of the race. The first one came with about 10 laps to go. We saw the 57 go down on the apron. You decided, I think in that moment, you decided that, okay, I got to go for it now, and just ran up through the field. Take us through getting yourself up into the lead there with probably 8 laps to go, I think, because you led the last 8. So
yeah, I think so, because it was really, I knew when I took the lead, I'm like, I hadn't even led a lap yet tonight. yeah, when I saw that happen, something similar had happened a couple of laps before in the same spot. I wasn't sure exactly what occurred the first time or the second time. I just saw two cars in front of me get together. They slow each other down a little bit. Everybody else has to sort of back up, and I saw a hole there, and I'm like, well, if they don't wreck, I'm going straight towards, I don't know, top 5 or so. And luckily that's what happened. If they had wrecked, then I'm playing a dangerous game. So anyway, I found myself up in third, and I'm sure the final 20 or so laps, it may not have been the most exciting in terms of everybody being hesitant to really jump out of line, but I did that, and I just got to thank Davey Hazard there for going with me. He stuck with me when I made that move. He pushed me up there, and then we got back up to the high line, and from there it was just smooth sailing.
Well, and yeah, you got your team owner, teammate right behind you there at the end. That's got to give you some confidence coming to the end to kind of end this brutal streak to start the year. But what does it mean to kind of get off that schneid? I mean, we've talked about it behind the scenes down in the garage area before these races, but just the luck has not gone your way here to start off this USORL Cup Series career for you. What does it mean though to get that monkey off the back, get the first win under your belt?
Yeah, it means a whole lot. It's been a while since I've won a race anywhere, and obviously it's my first win here at USORL. It's definitely been a challenging year. I've had some bad luck, and even when I haven't, I've been downright not that good. Last week I was struggling bad. I finished multiple laps down, and that was all on me. That wasn't even luck. So to come out here and get a win, that means a lot. It takes the pressure off the rest of the regular season. As long as I keep racing, I'm in, and it's a good confidence boost. Once you finally get a good run, you know, okay, I can do this. I haven't lost it yet, basically.
Well, won the race here tonight, Ryan. Congratulations once again. You get the nice big trophy, get all the bonus points, get yourself locked into the playoffs here. Come the end of the regular season. Congratulations once again on that. Before we let you go celebrate the night away, I know you get one less hour of it, but before we let you go, the floor is yours. Sponsors, family, friends, whoever you got to thank, you know what to do.
Are you sure I know what to do? Because I haven't been in this position before.
You know what to do. You're the PR pro.
I know what to do from watching a lot, but not a lot from being in this spot. Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that supported me. Sponsors here, Chevron, Haviland. We had new colors on the car tonight. You might have noticed. That was painted by Michael Murata with M2 Designs. Absolutely gorgeous car. He painted Davey Hazard's car as well. I advise everybody to check him out at M2 Designs. That's M2 Designs on Twitter, M2_Designs41. I, of course, got to thank Davey, not just for being my team owner here and teammate, but for supporting me there at the end of the race. The last couple laps, I was literally just driving out my rearview mirror. I wasn't even really looking forward, but he stuck with me. He may have made a peak once he got to the tri-oval, once we knew it was going to be one of us two to win, but he stuck with me and helped me get to that win. Same for Joseph Weaver. I know he said that he would have helped Davey if Davey had made a move on me, but he stuck in line as well, so I got to thank him. I got to thank all the guys I've been with here at USORL. This is a really great group of guys. I felt really welcome since racing here. It's a really great league. The admins do a great job. And I got to thank both you, Joe, and Ricky for putting on a great show. It's always good to have JTN broadcast one of these races, and I always enjoy watching your races for other leagues as well. So I want to thank you guys, and thanks for everybody that stuck around and watching. Probably not too many at this point, especially because you need to get to bed early. Make sure to put your clocks forward an hour. It's a short weekend, so enjoy what's left of it.
Get to enjoy the shortest week for a victory of the year, Ryan. Congratulations once again on the victory here tonight from Talladega, and thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thanks, Joe.
Ryan Pace, driver the number 15 for PTR, your winner here tonight from Talladega. Well, Ricky, sum it up.
Just a fantastic plate race. Just everything you'd want to see out of a Talladega race is what we got tonight. And all bundled up in a neat little finish where everyone came back in one piece. So you love to see it. It was a fantastic time. I really had a lot of fun. I hoped everyone watching did too.
It was a fantastic race tonight here, folks, and if you want to see more great racing on JTN, you got to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to be notified anytime we go live. Our next broadcast, of course, is going to be this Thursday night with the Bomb Squad Racing League from the Atlanta Motor Speedway, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time start for that one. You're not going to want to miss it. With all that being said, though, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure you check out our social media handles at JoeTowNetwork, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Subscribe to us here on JTN, and also check out JTN2 for all that non-live content that we talked about so much. With all that being said, though, can't thank you enough for tuning in. For all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for Ricky Collette, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks. Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checker. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh!